on the Magnus.
Yeah, they're not afraid to really just pick a hero where you look at it, it's like, oh, this is a weird carry hero, but it fits versus the game. Like that, like you said, the Lash versus Nagasar and those type of heroes. So yeah, this one a bit, I would say they do want to play pretty fast on the side of Vici, at least accrue an advantage, because you look at EG's lineup, and late game, they do have a very strong one. That PL can get a bit out of hand, but there's a lot of beef they have to go through. The damage, I'm not sure if EG's going to have it in the mid game, but we'll see how it all plays out.
We certainly will. But one thing for certain, right, we have had a lot of games coming into this grand finals where both of these teams, of course, being the teams to have just destroyed teams, just like a clear advantage. This game, you think we could certainly see something a bit closer? Yeah, we could. I think Vici's league game is, they're early in their mid game incredibly strong. I'm very worried for EG in that essence of how they're going to actually get footing, and if the like 3-4 heroes can make space for Arteezy, who's a PL in this game, and as the panel mentioned, it's 2 PL, so you're expected to get countered pretty heavily, at least throughout the drafting phase, and Underlord is one of those stronger heroes. So they are getting that matchup. We see Vici, they walked Yang actually from top lane to make sure that he is versus Arteezy down bottom, and they are having the Magnus versus the Beastmaster. So Vici now has swapped the lanes to what they want the positioning to be. Yeah, now EG are going to sort of stick as it rather than try and make any sort of like musical lanes occur. Yep, and they did cut all the trees bottom, as we did see Arteezy did skill Doppelganger level 1, and he cuts all those side trees, as you see on top of trees there. So they're trying to ensure that he does have a good lane start. As I've seen them do a couple times here with this Chen, they put him actually in an aggro dual lane most of the times when they do pick this hero with Arteezy. Some of these lane matchups, mid lane, pretty even at the moment. Abed able to get quite a good share of the farm against Ori's Viper. I feel this could be a matchup where, you know, Ori, once the levels up, now that he's level 3, the harassment does get much heavier for the Invoker, but Abed's able to stand and do a good job with the trade.
Oh, you're top. The boars,
a little
pressure.
Out of position, and he's already used the skewer. That's slow. A few more right clicks will do it, but he's just out of range. They'll be able to salve up. Eurus will be fine and will not have the salve taken off him. And a good position for the lane to be in as well for Vici Gaming, as the creep wave will move in towards their tower. Yang's going to be a big winner up here. Oh, thank God those neutral creeps didn't switch on that courier. We've seen that happen quite a lane either, but Vici has the lanes that they chose, that they sought out for. Maybe not the positioning that they wanted, but they have the matchups. As we are seeing, they are pulling ahead a bit. That Viper, as you mentioned, versus the Invoker, is having a little bit of a better time. Yeah, but now Crit's here, though. You know, he's going to change that. Gets kicked back under the tower. Crit, he's ready to start the show here in game 1. Making that early play on the mid lane. Ori being baited in by that juicy potential of the Invoker off in a 1v1. But Crit, you've got to watch out. Anytime you get aggressive as a mid laner against EG, you have to be prepared for Crit to be there ready to react. Especially on a hero like Earth Spirit. Now the mid lane, it's, you get very easily up onto that high ground. You can just get kicked into... Or you probably thought that was a free kill there. Abed was doing a great job with that bait. He'll make that magic happen.
Regeneration! That's not yours.
Able to sustain when he gets the last hits, even though he's versus Atrophy Auric, which can be a bit annoying. Level 2 now on Yang to disrupt those last hits. The big one that that is falling behind is the Beastmaster. Ramsey's up top. That Magnus Eurus is farming very well. 2 wards actually placed in mid. They're really emphasized to protect at least Abed, but also their own ward. Yeah, they do deep on the high ground. Ready to keep an eye on any potential support movements from EG. Crit. Bottom, Crit. Talking about those support movements, he's back down bottom. DY, so choice off the mark, but EG, they're diving in, and they find the kill. They cannot for now. That salve will heal them up that tiny little bit, does still fall, as EG will be able to get in behind the tower, take down DY.
All eyes on Crit for that early game for EG, and he will ensure that they're going to be able to get at least, looks like 2 or 3 of the bounty runes. Yeah, 3 bounty runes, and the board top Ramses does deny the other one. So 3 for 0 bounties for EG here with that rotation from Crit. And it is now a 1v1, Eurus versus Ramses.
Yeah, Ramses 18 for 5. That's the 23 for 7. Down bottom. Bring the tier 1 to the tier 2s as RTZ comes through to make sure that you can still get a
he has to be very careful versus a Treant Protector in that positioning there.
See if he can run himself away. Looks like he can DY with both spells already used. Has no further control. Flight is able to retreat with RTZ.
Yeah, he's gone for the build that we've seen DY do most of the time, having that living R early on. Doesn't have Orb of Venom either. He's playing that 5 position. Fly actually able to back. Okay.
Lead for EG. Said the early game is the time where the lineup could struggle the most, but they're certainly making a good job of it so far against what VG Gaming have. VG Gaming yet unable to achieve anything aggressive themselves for sure. All the 3 of their goals that compete beautifully top lane. The skewer back on seats as well to the ball slow for Eurus to stay on the target alone. Just trying to threaten Ramses. Keep this lane, and Eurus can continue to fight closer to that 6 and maybe look to make a play as PYW also hovering around up top. Crit's going to be there to mirror the movements as he also heads up to the top half of the map. Eurus push out a little deep. He is hard to though with that double brace. Crit tanky.
She's just gonna go on him right away.
If they can run straight away with combo, quick skewer away. Eurus gets himself away from any sort of harm of the Sunstrike. They'll turn their attention now towards PYW, the squisher of the 2, but Eurus, he's blocking them up. EG can't finish off the kill. Now TP potentially comes in, does get cancelled there. Aiming to not see out to turn for a kill. But it's hard, making these movers on the Magnus. If he steps back in, Eurus, he hangs around. He gets greedy, he went back for the creep wave. Crit was still in the neighborhood, and at the same time, EG down bottom. Flying RTZ set up a kill on EG Gaming, losing both cores on the side lanes.
The Magnus step back up too. They have a shrine available. I thought it was, it's 7 minutes. I thought he'd back up and maybe consider using that one there.
Yeah, that was.
But he just stays, and that's a big mistake there.
Very greedy from Eurus, going back up to the creep wave with just 300 HP or so. Crit's always going to be ready to reinitiate.
Yep, and we see Fly and RTZ able to get that kill bottom because they have the Ghost. The Ghost being one of those better creeps that you can actually get now on a Chen early on. Lots of dead coming out from it, and we see it already punching versus DY a little bit. Now Yang has to be careful, has to be topped off if he does want to play up, as immediately Crit ports bottom. They want him again.
See if they can do it. They've set up into the strike. Yang will fall. These lanes, these movements, getting kills against the core that you don't expect to be feeding this early on VG Gaming. VG's hemorrhaging kills that just shouldn't be happening. I'm loving
that he's gone for the Exort build on Abed this game. I think that's actually what's allowing them to go for these kills, because he has that Sunstrike in those laning, in those side lanes. And immediately, RTZ is able to port back to base, and he just gets Divine Favored back to the lane down bottom. So full 3-4 on this PL. Starting to build up.
How quick he's playing. Instantly, smoke movement to the mid lane. Ramsey level 7, he's setting up with the wraparound, has the raw to go. PYW shows himself mid. They're gonna just go for the easy kill. Set up there with a raw, they'll head forward, Sunstrike comes in. EG
there.
DY is going to keep himself hidden in the trees. Feels confident that EG aren't going to search for him.
But they can just get this tower now. I think EG's like, that's great. That's perfect for them.
He searches, he finds DY in the tree line.
But he's a tree.
I was going to say, DY does still walk off, but Crit there, scouting out the tree line. If anything, just pushing DY right away, making sure that nothing can be done to hold this tower or look for a deny. VG Gaming, they'll go for the trade. Jurus and Ori team up to push down the tier 1 on the top half of the map. So we'll find something.
It's very significant, though, that that EG's able to set up and push a tower early on. Sure, they have Beastmaster and Chin, which allows you to do that a lot easier, but that was a lane versus an Underlord. Usually you expect an Underlord to kind of park himself and always be able to delay that push a long time. It's a pre-10-minute tier 1 tower, and we will see outposts get claimed here, so EG will get the bottom one. EG will actually make their move over there, probably with Ori, I'd imagine.
You'd certainly hope so.
We've seen a couple of teams kind of wait for a long time getting it, but...
I mean, I feel like sometimes when the teams leave it a bit, it's a bit of mind games. You know, maybe you can sort of bait the opponents to thinking, hey, that outpost is still available.
But there's a bounty rune there, too. You know, you want to get that. You want that value.
Yeah, Ori's going to head over for the squad.
But EG's now taking that bottom tier 1. They have access into the Radiant jungle. So Radiant jungle, as we've said, a lot of times being able to have access to this one is a lot harder for Radiant to now defend without their without their shrine down there. So TZ will defend.